Alright everybody, I believe this is the M396 M396. Gonna have a bit of a sun glare issue at the beginning, but that will go away once it gets up the side here. I'll focus directly side, not over that way. Still the same old boring 2CN that we've been getting the last 6 months. I know I commented on that in a few videos, but it's just, you come here hoping to still see variety like it's been for years, and the last few months it's been 2CN, 2CN, 2CN. It's getting a little boring with the varietyness. No foreign powers lately. All last summer it was about 1 out of every 3 to 4 trains had something different on it, but right now it's about 1 out of 20. You gotta come and spend like 30-40 hours of filming before you can get a foreign power. Not been as fun anymore. That's why next month I should be going down to New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, going down to Astoria, back to Dunkirk is New York, Astoria, Ohio, Marion, maybe Deschler. There I can get some better stuff. Nothing wrong with CN, they just don't really do much mix. Not like they did last year, the year before, and the year before. It's gone to a standard now, pretty much. 2CN. We used to get 4 or 5 locomotives now and then. I haven't had that in a long time. Short train. Alright, sorry for the banter or the ranting, but alright, enjoy. The first time I've seen 4 locomotives in a while. It's about time it's not just the 2 plain CNs. They were still CNs, but at least 4 engines, that's nice. Used to be a little more common last year, year before, and the year before, but I'll take it. One looked to be a nice shiny one. Looks like it's been repainted or something. There's been quite a few of them going around lately. Usually in the 3000s, I think it is. I'll stay away from aiming the other way because of the sun glare. Once again, this is the M382. This comes from the Mount Clemens sub over in Michigan, up to the Port Huron yard, and then comes through the tunnel over to here. Most of the trains over there come through the Flint sub, but some of them do come up. And this one is one of them, 382 384, I believe, also comes up the Mount Clemens sub. And most of them go the Flint sub towards Flint, and some of them go down the Mount Clemens sub. It's not as busy of a sub as Flint, but still gets its share. Just different way out. Mount Clemens sub goes straight down through Detroit and follows the one lake down there, I think through Wyandotte and that area straight down, and that's where the other one goes all the way out to the western part of Michigan and down and over to Chicago area, I believe. But right here we get both the ones that go over there come on our tracks right here. There's very rarely any, if any, trains that come up the Mount Clemens sub and go west on the Flint sub. I'm not sure if there is. I don't think there is. The only trains that are over there that don't come over is the CSX. CSX train comes from Flint to Port Huron, back to Flint and Port Huron. Does not come over here, of course. You can tell he's going into the yard slow. Must be a woman. Just kidding. Just kidding. I know it is a female driver because I heard them on the I heard her calling in on the radio, so that's why I knew. They usually call in to the tower to see where to go, which lanes. And I knew it was a girl that called in, so all good, equal opportunity. There's the joke announcement, if you can hear that. So we call it the joke announcement because it's so unthought of, where it announces out to everybody but the passengers, attention passengers. Passengers would be on the train, and it certainly ain't in this area. And they can't hear it. The only people that can't hear it are the ones that the message is directed to. So it's kind of funny. Could say it's future passengers or past passengers, but not passengers. It's just like you're not a passenger on a plane until you're on the plane. Oh boy. We haven't had a stopper in quite a while. Looks like we got one. Yuppers. It's the first time in a lot of trains we've had a stopper. Alright. Alright, we are back moving. Very slow at first here, but she will get going. Not very often they ever stop in the yard like that as they're going in the yard. That is once in a blue moon. Out of like 4,000 trains, I've probably seen it probably a good 6 or 7 times. They're just putting this train into a lane, I think, in the yard, and then they can only fit so much, and then whatever they do, I don't know. Only they really know. This train's still way down there, so. Good old AIM cars, they're all fairly new. Those ones there were built last September. There's a couple of older AIM. Oh, that one's 22, but the one before it was 2019. That's one of the older ones I've seen. Alrighty, not much more. I can see the end. Regular standard 2CNs they've been using the last 6 months, pretty much almost every train except for the last one. Last train I got 4 CNs. That was a treat. Used to be a lot more common last year, year before, but not anymore. Now it's just the plain 2CN. Let's get something good for graffiti here. Let's get some good character art. I haven't seen anything really good today. And I'm going to call it, something's going to be really good on this train. I think this is the 301. I know the 301 and 491 were coming, but this ain't the 491. That would be on track 2. So I'm going to say, I think it's the 301. Especially if I see some Canada cars later on in the train. They're never at the beginning. A lot of auto racks on this train. Which is nice. They are my favorite car because of the graffiti. Come on, give us some good character art. One good one. It will be. Luckily I saw this coming from the edge on the other side of the building. I always park this side of the building, but back enough that I could see around. Because this time of the day we can't see the lights up on the light tower thing. Sun's over there. So I'll use the computer or them calling out or seeing it, and luckily we seen it because this train did not call for customs clearance. At least we didn't hear it. We usually always hear it. So far it's not looking good for the graffiti. No good character. No Canada car yet either, but that should be coming up now. Maybe we won't get one. For that matter, maybe it's not the... Thought I heard them say something about 383 too. Earlier, they called nothing out for this one. There's that severe wobble down there on that bad track. A really bad section of track down there. Oh. Give us just one Canada car. That way I know. Oh, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Son. Alright, subscribe. Normal 2CN, normal for lately anyway. Like I've said in a few other videos, the last 6 months has been way different than the last few years. I think they've gone to a more standard, every train has the exact same thing for engines almost on it, so way less variety. Rare to even get 3 engines now. Well, I'll have a whole day, probably maybe 20-25 trains. Probably out of 25, I'd say 20 will be 2 engine. 1 will be 2 maybe, or be 3. 1 might be 1. Used to be a lot better, but maybe they'll change it back. Hoping. And get some foreign power. They've really been rare lately. Now if I want foreign power, I gotta go to the States, which is what I'll be doing coming up. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll be going to making a few stops in Dunkirk, New York, maybe Pennsylvania, Westfield Railfan Park in New York, Fostoria, maybe Marion, Deshler, and well, I hope it would be nice to go back to Berea. That is my favorite place because it is the busiest and it's easier to film. Fostoria, if you've ever been to Fostoria, there's tracks on all four sides, so you're running from one side of the field to the other if you want to get it close. So as we're Berea, there's more trains than Fostoria, and they're all on the same side. It goes CSX is the close tracks, and Norfolk Southern are a little further. And more trains at Berea, so I like that. Has been my favorite place, but not as my favorite as if you got to go to the bathroom. No bathrooms. As for Fostoria, yeah, they got bathrooms there, but when we were there, they were all busted and plugged up and flooded, and so hopefully when we go back this time, they're a little bit better. But beautiful place, Fostoria. Great place. Definitely good for getting some variety. Well, CSX, Norfolk, the odd BNSF, the odd CP, CN. Mostly CSX and Norfolk though. Those are the main lines. Berea is kind of the same thing, just a little bit more. Westfield was really nice. Got bathrooms, a little porta potty, but not many trains. Sunset.